Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Monday Night Mayhem here. My name is Darren Jacobs, I'll be your commentator for this evening. But straight away I'm handing over to someone we haven't seen in a while. It's the general manager, who would like to make some congratulations and some announcements to start tonight's show. I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's hand over to the chairman to see what he has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some exciting announcements to make. Firstly, by the time this episode is launched, we should have 200 subscribers to the network. This is a great day for WIW, and I personally wanted to thank all 200 of you for your constant support. It means the world to me and to everyone in the locker room who work tirelessly to entertain you every single night. So thank you very, very much. Also, I'd like to announce the next pay-per-view will be Fatality. And we have something very special coming back to WIW at Fatality. I am proud to announce that the women's division will be making its glorious return. And so at Fatality, we will have some of those women compete for the new and improved WIW Women's Championship. That's all I have to say for now. Enjoy tonight's show, people. Peace. Some big news on WIW, the women's division making its return, and 200 subscribers to the network. WIW slowly but surely rising to the top, and the general manager could not be prouder. Thank you all again so much for your support. But without further ado, it's time to crack on to tonight's show. So some big announcements from the GM to kick us off here tonight on Monday Night Mayhem. We are just a matter of 2 shows already away from the pay-per-view that is Fatality, which is going to be a great one. But tonight we have a debut match. This man, ready to make his debut with a very shiny jacket on there, glowing pink. His name is Alan Hart, stepping into the ring tonight. But this one's a bit interesting, because this isn't your average debut matchup. Oh, no. Today is a very special debut matchup because he is debuting against another debut star. That's right, with the growing amount of superstars entering the roster, he is not debuting on his own today. He's going to having to share this debut moment with this next competitor, which is a good thing, because you mean you're facing someone in a similar situation to you. You don't have to worry about that inexperience gap with them because they're in the same boat as you. Plus, it guarantees that one debuter today is going to walk out with a very rare, very treasured debut victory, which is one of the biggest things you can have in WIW. A debut victory, something very little people have. If you can get it here tonight, that is what you want. And Alan Hart looking to do just that here tonight. But his opponent is here tonight to do the same thing. He wants a debut victory. I'm not sure whether he was prepared or not to face, someone else on their debut. That's not usually how we work things here. But a special occasion for a special debut matchup. And the next man down to the ring is Bomber, who's ready to make his debut here tonight as well against Alan Hart. It's going to be a tough battle for these two, both stepping into the ring, both with similar mindsets, in a way, because they're both coming in here, and they both really don't know what to expect from the other. Remember, these matches aren't about whether you win or lose, per se. These are about showing off your skills, showcasing your talents, and proving that you're worth being signed to WIW, especially now that we are hitting with a very growing roster. It's growing constantly, and the channel's getting bigger, and we're almost at 200 subs. I'd like to hit 200 subs. Hopefully when this video is out, hopefully we'll be there. We're very close at that point, so we'll see what happens with that one. But thank you guys in advance for 200 subs. I can't thank you guys enough for that. You guys have been absolutely amazing. The support over the last month has just been incredible. Never mind the support since I've started this channel. It's been great from you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. So, without further ado, let's get this debut matchup on the way, following all the chaos that happened just a night ago from the Uprising pay-per-view. Of course, Mr. Money in the Bank was crowned in Max Danger. And straight out of the gate here, Alan Hart going straight for it here tonight. Not wasting any time, but look at this Bomber. Fighting straight back. Oh, he had to step back for a minute there to figure out what he's going to do. He's got him up into a power slam position, but a bit countered by Alan Hart. So, yeah, we crowned a new Mr. Money in the Bank last night in Max Danger from Friday Fight Night. So not the best of starts there for Monday Night Mayhem. However, they did make up for it because the Mayhem Tag Team Champions knocked off the Fight Night Tag Team Champions in the Wolfpack. A big, big win for the Linebacks. That turned out to be Kazarian Xander and Patrick Green, who, of course, will be in tonight's main event, and you'll see that later on tonight. That's going to be a jam-packed one. Meanwhile, Alan Hart looking for a drop kick from the middle rope, and he connects beautifully. And he's going to take the time to taunt after a very, very good start in this one. Bomber's on the back pedal a bit here. Needs to get going if he can. He's not allowing him to do that, though, Hart. Straight into a Russian leg sweep. We also had a massive title change here on Monday Night Mayhem as well, as Jayden defeated Rage and Aaron Albright to become the new WIW champion. And that was a massive, massive victory and quite a surprise to a lot of people. But it didn't seem a surprise to him at all. Meanwhile, in this matchup, we have complete control right now from the man known as All Hart Alan Hart. And straight into the cover here, looking for his debut victory, and it's a 1 count. And it's important that you do pick up these debut victories because they go a long way in proving where you really belong. And look at this, there's a frog splash from the top rope, and Alan Hart is coming out the gate rolling here, and Bomber really needs to start getting going if he can, and a zigzag. Slap bang in the middle of the ring, and straight into the cover from Alan Hart. It's a very close 2.5 count. Almost wrapped it up there. But Bomber now ready to fight back. He hasn't had a good showing so far. He really needs to start proving what he can do in this ring. But Alan Hart proving to be too strong right now. And now look at this. Oh, went for the legs. Bomber was able to just shrug him off here. We've got plenty of great matches, some challenges that were set out in the comments. We've got some great stuff coming up for you tonight. And this is a very good way to start things off. Beautiful move there. And now what's he thinking? Scoops him back up. Gets him back into the power slam position and slams him down with the power slam. That's what he was looking for the first time. Was unable to connect. And all of a sudden, Bomber with the fight back. But Alan Hart, with very little damage done to him, just shakes it off. And there's a Samoan drop. And all of a sudden, Bomber providing a fight back. Oh, but Alan Hart gave him an almost disappointed look there. But look at this. A jackhammer. Jackhammer. By the Bomber. But look at this. Hart, oh, he tried to get straight back up. It act unfazed. He couldn't do it. And now Bomber ready to put him away. Look at this. Powerbomb. Sit out powerbomb. And straight into the cover. And Bomber, no. And I thought Bomber might have picked up a debut victory there. It's only a 2 count. But Bomber gets straight back to work. No time to complain. No time to act unsurprised. Because he has been on the back pedal in this one. He's been taking the hits. And now the Bomber has a job to do. He's got to continue this momentum that he's been on. And there's a massive superplex. And all of a sudden the control has shifted as Alan Hart got off to a great start. Just couldn't make the most of his momentum. And now it's running away from him before his very eyes. Snap over the shoulder. And oh, and a massive elbow to the top of the head there by Alan Hart. Now he can try and find a comeback there. Great takedown from the legs there. Smart play from Alan Hart. And now up on the shoulders himself. Might be looking for a power slam of his own. Well, no, he's just going to stun him off the top turnbuckle. And Alan Hart drags him to the middle of the ring, into the cover, just trying to wrap this one up. And he's only going to get a 1 count for his troubles. But into the corner he goes, just almost saying, bring it on. The crowd are getting really behind this one. This has been a really good opening contest. These debut matches are becoming more and more beloved by the crowd and the fans, and especially you lot at home. You guys love these ones. And look at this, Hart to the middle rope. Sensing the tide turning back in his favor. Looking for the drop kick again and connects. But now Bomber, look at this, fighting back. Not going to let it go down this easy. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Going to try and steal a cover if he can. Straight off the toss and couldn't do much more than a 1. Neither of these two men willing to be caught off guard by the other. These quick counts, these not really getting him anywhere that they need to. And now Bomber picks him back up, not wasting any time, into the corner. And this is not where Alan Hart wants to be. Little room to move. Oh, look at this. Scooping him up. Turnbuckle powerbomb. Big impact. And all of a sudden, Bomber is looking in the later stages of this match to wrap up Alan Hart. But what's he thinking? Oh, just taking him to the outside. Oh, look at this. Bomber is fired up now. And the referee begins the count. New referee in action tonight. I believe this is the first time he's appearing on Monday Night Mayhem. We now have 2 referees, one for Mayhem and one for Fight Night. And hopefully they should be okay to be enforced, because we are looking for we're looking for new referees to actually start enforcing the rules properly and make sure these matches stay in control. So what's Bomber thinking here? Oh, look at this. Bomber scooping him up by the legs, and now look at this. Oh, and into a neck breaker. And straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to put Alan Hart away? It's a 2 count. And Bomber can't believe his eyes. Now he's shocked. But he knows what to do to put him away. Looking once again, maybe, for that sit-out powerbomb. No! Big counter by Alan Hart. That's what he needed. And now look at this. Look at this. Into a submission hold, but right next to the ropes. Big counter by Alan Hart. But he needs to make the most of it now. He has a window of opportunity. Can he capitalize on it? And Bomber struggling to react to what's just happened. He thought he was about to wrap this one up. And now Alan Hart trying to wrap this one up. Into the cover. Oh, and it's a 2 count. Oh, and Alan Hart here looking for a running double axe handle. Didn't really make much contact with that one. Missing the stomp there. Connects with that one. Now Hart has the element of surprise on Bomber, but Bomber trying to be unfazed here. Oh, but look at this. Now he's in trouble, because once again, here comes a jackhammer. Connects. But he doesn't bridge into the cover. He wants to make sure. He wants to wrap this one up for good if he can. Up on the shoulders again. There it is again. That neck breaker. And the crowd are going nuts, because Bomber, after a very slow start, beginning to dominate Hart, who is in pure survival mode right now. There's a big counter, though. Now could be his window of opportunity. Hart to the corner. Needs to do what he can here. Up to the top rope. And this is not a safe place to be. Big counter, though, by the Bomber. And a big shoulder takedown off the top turnbuckle. And now look at this. Grabs him by the legs. And then deadlift powerbomb, showing off the strength at the core of Bomber, and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to wrap up the win? Yes, it is. Bomber with a deadlift powerbomb, showing off the brute strength to put away the all-Hart Alan Hart. A big needed victory for Bomber. Unfortunately for Alan Hart, he showed himself off well, though. He was great. He was a great competitor, and he did really well. Unfortunately there, as you can tell by this quality replay, that he couldn't quite get the job done. Those neck breakers proving to do the damage, and it was the deadlift powerbomb that did the trick. But Alan Hart put up a fight for him on his debut. But a big win for Bomber, and that's what he needed. A debut victory. Hang on. Who the hell is that in the shadows? I can't even see who it is. Oh, not this guy again. Not again. The Bomber hasn't even seen him yet in the shadows. He hasn't even realised what's about to happen to him. And he tried to get the jump on him here. But whoever it is, he just hasn't caught him off guard there. Maybe the lights he couldn't quite see. But now all of a sudden, look at Bomber taking it to him. He's not letting this moment get interrupted. Well, I don't know who this man is, but we saw him attack Stephen Miller and Mason Foster at the pay-per-view. And once again, he's continuing to wreak havoc here, trying to get involved in this rookies matchup. But Bomber's not letting him have any of it. Bomber is not letting this moment being taken away from him. And the referee is losing control here, but there's nothing he can do. The bell's already run. The match is over. There's nothing he's going to do to break these two men up. But Bomber saying to anyone, sending warning that he's not going to bow down to anyone. He's not going to let anyone get the jump on him here. But look at this. There's a big enziguri. And that takes down Bomber. Who is this man? What is he trying to do? And why on earth is he just ambushing everyone instead of stepping into the ring? So many questions, but we do have to move on down the card. But what another big surprising appearance from this man. Well, before the next match, it looks like we have someone coming down to talk his mind. It's the former WIW champion Aaron Albright, who lost his title in the triple threat match without being part of the decision, and he can't be too happy about that, and I'm assuming that's what he's out here to address, so we'll hand the mic over to him and see what he has to say. Jayden, congrats, you took the title. I say took, because words like earned or deserved aren't quite the right words for this situation. You think I don't see what you did? You knew you couldn't go toe-to-toe with me, so you spent the last few weeks injuring Rage's knee and making him an easy target, and winning without me being part of the situation. But guess what? At Fatality, it's just going to be you and me, and I will break you in half and take my title back. And speaking of the champion, right on cue, here he comes to interrupt Aaron Albright, who is pretty much saying he's just going to rip him apart. But the new WIW champion looking pretty confident after picking up the title just a night ago. He will be in action later on tonight in tonight's big main event, and you'll see that when the time comes. But for Jayden, the new WIW champion, not taking kindly to the former champion threatening him here tonight on the mic, and he's come to address the former champion, who they will of course have their rematch in the next pay-per-view. So let's hear what Jayden has to say to Aaron Albright. Is everyone in this place that stupid? I mean, when are you lot going to learn? I always have a plan. The reason I'm champion right now and you're not is because I'm smart enough to make things easier for myself. Unlike all the idiots who won by pinfall back in the Beat the Clock challenge, I won by countout in 2 minutes. And this time around, I was smart enough to weaken the monster and take him out. So don't blame me for being smarter than you are. You say this all the time, that you're so smart. But once again, your intelligence has failed you. Because last time you thought you had a smart idea, Rage tore you apart and became the WIW champion. And this time, all you've won is 2 weeks of keeping my title warm for me. At Fatality, I'm making it my personal mission to crush that so-called massive brain of yours. And when I walk out the champion, I never want to see your face again. Wow, you really are stupid. I already have a plan for you. That's where I will always have the advantage. I am always 10 steps ahead of you. In my mind, you have already lost. And let me assure you, if you don't want to see my face again, then you better not come after my title again. Because this title is not going anywhere. It's staying with me for a long time. Oh, and look at this! Aaron Albright turning off. He's ready to throw down right here with the new WIW champion. He's had enough of being called stupid. Well, Jayden, claiming to be the man who always has a plan. And it doesn't look like he thought this one through, because now he's under attack by the former champion who wants revenge for taking his title without him even being part of the decision. And you can't blame Aaron Albright for being angry. But this isn't the best way to go about it, and a gut buster by Jayden, who wants us straight back. And now all of a sudden we have a brawl on our hands. These two battling it out. To think these two worked together to take the title away from Rage in the first place. And now Rage is out of the equation possibly for a while, or at least out the title picture anyway. There's a knee lift into a neck breaker. You'd think that these two could now finally settle their differences in a calm and orderly fashion, but things has just escalated beyond the point of saving things between these two. And the WIW champion has ended Albright's reign of dominance. But Aaron Albright looking to get straight back to winning ways and maintaining the championship. And at Fatality, these two are going to come to blows one more time. And will it be the deciding time? We don't know. But for Aaron Albright, he's had enough of all the insults and the trash talking and the psychological warfare that's being deployed by Jayden. But Aaron Albright needs to do all this when he's in the ring with him, when he does the match. He needs to come out the victor of their battle. And right now, he's dominating the champion. He's blindsided him. And despite the fact he fought back, he's been struggling to provide any more offense. And there's a clothesline. And the referee finally getting involved to break this one up. But the blood is feuding between these two. And who is going to walk out the victor of it all? I guess we'll have to find out later on. But I guess it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, some tag team action. And we are on the road to looking for some new contenders to take on the Linebacks, the current WIW Mayhem Tag Team Champions. And the first two men down to the ring is Harry and Def Lordicus, the Def Ninjas. Will be coming down. Harry coming down to the ring first of all. Not coming down to the ring together this time. Again, this game confuses me. I'm not quite sure why it does anything, so I can't explain this. But the Flying Ninja and Def Lordicus have done very, very well and impressive as a tag team so far. Cannot recall them losing in tag team competition other than to the Dragon Dynasty. And the Dragon Dynasty, since last week, Lance beat Black Jesus. The winner of this match will face the Linebacks at Fatality. That's going to be a big matchup, whoever comes out on top. But the Def Ninjas competing here tonight. And Def Lordicus, Harry's partner, eager to get back into in-ring action. One of the most colourful people in WIW, but don't let his appearance fool you, because he is a very vicious competitor, and him and Harry have been working great together as a team as of late, and it's only going to continue as time goes on. And Def Lordicus and Harry the Def Ninjas have got tough opponents tonight. Can they handle it? Because their opponents tonight, the League of Gods. Two very tough competitors, fresh off their both of their defeats in the Money in the Bank ladder match at the last pay-per-view. But Damas has already come out and made a statement. He has cleared up things for us. He said since that match was a ladder match and no one was even capable of pinning Damas in that match, Damas refuses to count it as a legal match, and therefore that does not count. And the same goes for him and Black Jesus. But he also cleared up that Black Jesus and Damas made a pact that no matter what happens at that match, the next night they'd come out, they'd forget that it even happened, and there was be no hostility between each other. So they cleared up everything that happened at the pay-per-view. When Black Jesus hit him with the spinning back fist, obviously off camera because the camera work was terrible at the time. But you get the idea. So here we go. This is going to be a good one. The Def Ninjas versus the League of Gods. Winning team will face the Dragon Dynasty in a #1 contenders match next week to face the Linebacks at Fatality. So this is a big match with big stakes, and you can imagine Kazarian Xander. I keep doing that. Kazarian Xander and Patrick Green are backstage watching on. No in-ring action. Well, they will be in in-ring action tonight, though. They'll be in tonight's main event. And you feel like they might still be a little bumped and bruised after their amazing battle, which was probably match of the night against the Wolfpack. But it is worrying signs for the rest of this tag division. If the Wolfpack are struggling to beat them, and they can beat the Wolfpack with not ease, but if they can beat them, that says a lot. Proving that to be the most dominant tag team currently in the business. as much as the Wolfpack will disagree with that statement. But now look at this, Harry trying to mount an offense after a quite slow start. Looked for a fisherman suplex and ended up getting caught with a Northern Lights. And now Harry trying to crawl to his corner. Tried to get away from Damas here, who's established some early control in this one. And taking the time for a handstand, just to rub it in the face a bit more. And the Def Ninjas have been a very impressive tag team. Not the combination that many people have expected to have formed together. But they've proven to be a dangerous alliance in WIW. And as mentioned, only one defeat in the past, and that is to the Dragon Dynasty. So they'd be loving to get some revenge on that one if they can. As for the League of Gods, they've also been a pretty impressive tag team. Yet to lose in tag team action. They've lost a couple of singles battles against some other tag teams. But other than that, they've proven to be a very, very dangerous alliance. However, they've yet to really test themselves in the tag team division. Tonight, they get their first real test of how that's going to go down for them. Into the corner is Harry. Might be looking for a tag. He does. In comes Def Lordicus for the first time into this battle. Irish whip. Oh, and a very nice double takedown. And a nice bit of tag team work there from the Def Ninjas. And it'd be interesting to see what they can do if they get the opportunity at the Mayhem Tag Team titles. They're going to be unlike anything that the Linebacks have ever faced before. And that's what makes Harry and Def Lordicus dangerous. No one knows what they're like together, what they're capable of, or how on earth they get the job done, because you never expect to see any of these two really showing themselves. Harry was infamous in the trial era by being sacked by his own brother, the chairman of WIW, Blake Austin, after suffering too many constant defeats in a row. But he's come back better than ever with new and improved martial arts skills and combat fighting. And he's come back and he's really shown himself. As for Def Lordicus, in the trial era, former #1 contender for the WIW Championship. He's had his good moments, he's had his bad ones. He's a bit of a Royal Rumble expert, king of the multi-man match. Very, very good at winning when there are multiple people in the ring, and he's proved that constantly throughout his career, Mr. Def Lordicus. But, trial era behind us, these two have formed together to try and make something happen, and they've done a good job about it. But the League of Gods, Black Jesus had to roll out of harm's way there to tag in Damas, but Def Lordicus doesn't seem to care who's in the ring. He's just going to take them both on here. He's in complete control coming out the gate. And now look at this. Oh, big counter by Damas. Flips out of it. And now Damas looking for a DDT. The DDT's coming in thick and fast in this match. Oh, and Def Lordicus tried to crawl away to Harry to make the tag. Couldn't do so. Oh, and Damas using this same move on repeat, just wearing down both teammates. And Damas, unusually, leading the team very well here. Usually it's the other way around. You'll seem to find that it was, Jesus doing the lead role with Damas playing the supporting act. But Damas looking already like he wants to put this one away, because here comes a big elbow drop right to the heart. And Damas sensing the control and continues to hammer the elbow drops. But look at this, Def Lordicus springs back to his feet trying to fight him off. Scooping him up. Oh, and face buster down to the mat. And playing to the crowd here, the Def Ninjas are fan favourites for sure. And the momentum now with Def Lordicus, who's feeling himself. There's a drop kick. And all of a sudden, worrying signs. Into the corner. Oh, big counter. Might have been looking for that split-legged moonsault, but Damas didn't allow it to happen. And the Greek God working hand in hand with Black Jesus. And they've been a great partnership. With Damas finally ready to take the leadership role that he was destined to be. It was, of course, him that formed this team. Looking for a Falcon Arrow. Big connection. And the tag team seem really heating up from both brands. So it's important to establish yourself as a dominant tag team. And that's exactly what these two are looking to do here. The Dragon Dynasty have already done that. That's why the GM has given them that opportunity to be in the #1 contendership match next week, right before Fatality. And no matter who goes up to face the Linebacks, it's going to be a tough challenge. But the Linebacks, on a reign of destruction, they're looking almost unbeatable at times. Can they get the job done? Back in comes Harry. Looking for this #1 contendership. He's had a few chances, Harry. Harry, back in the trial era, was part of the Cruiserweight division. which only went for a brief time. Look at that. The aerial leap of Harry never fails to amaze us. They call him the Flying Ninja for a reason. Harry's had a few chances. His brother's given him every opportunity he can think of to succeed. But at every hurdle, Harry just came short. But he's trying his best now to prove himself. And he's doing a great job here in the tag division. Maybe this was finally the area that Harry was supposed to be an expertise. To be an expert in. And Owen Harry tried to turn him around there. But Damas was refusing to have it. Big counter there by Harry again. And Harry into the corner. What's he thinking? Looking for the tag maybe, but Damas refuses. He intercepts. Spins him around. He's got the little man where he wants him. Oh, and a big suplex. Remember, it was Harry that was the first man to keep Damas down for a count of 3. He did refuse to admit that that was an acceptable match, and he said it didn't count. And these two went back and forth for some time. Oh, look at this. Was thinking to set him up for the 619. Couldn't do it. Tag made. In comes Def Lordicus. And Def Lordicus trying to lead the way for the team now. Harry couldn't connect with the 619. He got himself straight out of there. And now Def Lordicus trying to carry it for the team to the corner. In trouble here is Damas. Because he might be looking for that split-legged moonsault. Takes him down. Split-legged moonsault. And that's put away people before. He's not going for it here. He wants to make sure. Hammering away. His tag team partner not on ring at the ropes. And look at this. Taunting here is Def Lordicus. And Def Lordicus begging him to get back to his feet there. And Damas is in trouble. Because we know what comes next. Looking for the mandible claw. Oh, and there it is. Right in the mouth. Those blades on the end of his fingers. Doing the damage. And straight into the cover. The Death Ninjas to progress to face the Dragon Dynasty. It's a 1 count as Damas breaks it up. Oh, look at that. Went for an elbow drop, but a low blow there. He just kicked him right in the balls and the referee didn't see it. Maybe because it wasn't the most obvious contact, but watching it on the replay, you can clearly see he made that contact. And both men down. Neither of them getting up to make the cover on the other. Def Lordicus is the first man back to his feet. Wisely decides to tag out there. He clearly was hurt by what just happened. Damas doesn't tag out though. Damas decides to fight on. What's he thinking? There's a neck breaker. He's got Harry in his sights. What can he do with him? He has beaten Harry in the past. Looking to do the same here. There's a powerbomb by Damas. Into the cover. 2. Oh, and nearly didn't break it up, but straight into a Boston Crab and on the ropes. Had to break it up, Damas. And now playing to the crowd, but the crowd haven't been taking a liking to his new attitude lately. But he doesn't care, because he's rolling here, Damas. Continuing this momentum. Ducks the clothesline. Oh, and scoops him up for a spine buster. And now Harry trapped in the corner, tried to crawl away. But Damas not giving him a second to breathe. And with his tag partner down, this could be the opening he needs to wrap this one up, Damas. Looking for the elbow drop just as Def Lordicus gets back to his feet. There it is, right to the heart. Elbow drop. And Damas. Oh, and look at that, was looking for greetings for Greece. Big counter by Harry. And now is that the opening that Harry needs to try and get back in this matchup? Damas refusing to let it happen, or went for a discus clothesline. Couldn't do it. Now these two exchanging blows. Just trying to get one up on each other here. Oh, and went for the drop kick to the back. Big counter by the Greek god. And now he's going to try again. Looking for greetings for Greece again. Up on the shoulders. He's got him up. Harry's in trouble. Greetings from Greece. Connects. Drags him away. Nearer to his corner. Into the cover. And the League of Gods progress to face the Dragon. No! Harry kicks out at 2. And I thought the League of Gods had just done it. I thought they were about to go and face the Dragon Dynasty in the #1 contenders match. But all of a sudden, Harry finds a way to kick out. Oh, look at this. He still fights on too. Big counter. Avoiding being put up onto the shoulders. Picking him straight back up. That's wise. He wants to start mounting some offense if he can to his corner. Is he going to tag out? Yes, he does. And now look at this. A big putt. Wait a minute. What is this? Oh my god, look at this! Harry showing the strength here and a skyscraper elbow drop. Straight into the cover. Is that it? Can the Death Ninjas pick up the win on? Darmus breaks it up at just the count of 2. Fuck's sake, man. And the Flying Ninjas nearly wrapping it up there. The League of Gods stunned by that skyscraper elbow drop, especially since it was Harry on the bottom. That was quite a surprise. But a nice tag team display there from the Death Ninjas. And all of a sudden, the tide is turning again. Oh, look at this. Mocking Darmus with that headlock handstand that he keeps applying to them. And Black Jesus not looking in the best of ways now, but trying to fight back. And here we go. In trouble, there's the spinning back fist. Not what the Death Ninjas would have wanted to see. And definitely didn't want to receive it. Picking him straight back up, not wasting any time, no hesitation. Looking for a suplex, big counter. And now Deflordicus straight back to his corner. Trying to wrap him up for good if he can. Couldn't do anything. Big counter and now Darmus to the opposite corner. Jesus to the opposite corner. Looking maybe for the tag on Darmus. He does. And what's he thinking? Big gut punch. And now Darmus has him up on the shoulders. Looking to use the ropes for a stun gun. And connects. And Harry begging him to get up. Begging him to come and make the tag again. Just couldn't do it. And now trapped in the League of Gods corner. Look at this. Tree of Woe position. Not a good place to be in. And now look at this. A kick to the gut. And Darmus dragging him to the middle of the ring. Might have been thinking about making the cover, at least ending this one. Looking for another Heartstopper elbow drop. Takes a second to dance before landing the elbow. And he's tired, but he goes straight into the cover. Harry too far away to break it up. The League of Gods win. The League of Gods progress to face the Dragon Dynasty for a #1 contendership shot against the Linebacks. And the Death Ninjas did all they could. They fought back valiantly, and that skyscraper elbow drop almost doing the trick there. But a big win for the League of Gods. They needed that one desperately. Bouncing back from Money in the Bank, whether they counted it or not. And they did just that. They're going to face the Dragon Dynasty next week for a #1 contendership match for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a big one, but the League of Gods getting the job done here again tonight. And Darmus really stepped up in this one, where Jesus kind of slipped off the gas there. But that was a big, big win for them, a big needed one. The Death Ninjas are going to have to find a way to bounce back from this one now, but it was a big win for Darmus and for Black Jesus. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, a match that was requested and answered in the comments section. And well, I'm not sure if it was answered, but the challenge was definitely accepted, because the man who was called out very rarely backs down from a challenge. But tonight, Stephen Miller going to be coming down to the ring in the same attire that he wore as he took on Mason Foster at the pay-per-view, mainly because this is a special occasion, this is a special match, this is a match he requested, and he wants to get fully into the mind, because this is a big fight. Mason Foster and Stephen Miller had a match at the pay-per-view. He was interrupted by a mysterious man who also attacked earlier tonight in the rookies matchup in their debut fight between Bomber and Alan Hart. But Stephen Miller is already decided, since he's already beaten Mason Foster twice, he's going to look past that one. He's going to look past everything that's happened, and he's going to carry on moving forward his career. And that is when he decided he was going to call out Rage in the comments section for a match, and Rage has obliged. And we're going to see Stephen Miller, one of the fastest rising superstars in WIW since coming in as a free agent, taking on the former WIW champion, fresh off his, quite frankly, embarrassing defeat to Jayden at the WIW triple threat match for the WIW championship at the Uprising pay-per-view. So Rage has got a lot to bounce back for. Stephen Miller, by the way, has made it very clear that he and Mason Foster are planning on hunting this man down, and whoever he is should be afraid, because the WIW roster, especially on Mayhem, has been put on notice by this man, and the roster hasn't taken very kindly to it, so whoever it is that is attacking backstage, you better be careful. Meanwhile, Rage coming down to the ring here tonight. It's very important now that he bounces back. He lost the title to Aaron Albright. He lost the rematch in the triple threat to Jayden. He doesn't have a claim for the title at this current moment, so it's important now that he stays on top of his game. He keeps picking up the wins and gives the general manager a reason to put him back in the world title picture. This man monster. He has proven to be a monster at times, but then at other times, he's proven himself to be not as strong as he initially appears. And the example of that was at the pay-per-view where, to be honest, he spent most of the match just rolling out of harm's way. Maybe it was the excessive amount of damages that he had taken over the last couple of months. But Rage lost his title and the rematch, so now it's his turn to bounce back, and what a better way to do that than answering an open challenge by Mr. Stephen Miller. And the bell's going to ring, and away we go. Look at this, Rage straight out the gate, not taking kindly to the fact he's been called out, and Stephen Miller. Look at the size difference. I just noticed, both height and weight. You got to say the advantage is going to fall straight with Rage, who is coming right out the gate swinging here. And this is a worrying signs early. Look for the Superman punch, but a big counter by Stephen Miller. And now Stephen Miller trying to fight back here with a big combination of strikes. There's one kick and a second. And Stephen Miller trying to fight back the man beast, who's trying to wrap it all up just right there with a Superman punch. Unable to do so. And now Stephen Miller trying to get the ball rolling. Rage. Oh, just sidesteps the drop kick from the middle rope. And now stomping on the back. Stephen Miller in serious trouble right now. Rage, the man beast, finally starting to show his beastly prowess that we know he's capable of. Look at that! Just shook the ring with the emphasis on that powerbomb. And now Stephen Miller in trouble. Oh, look at that, just a shoulder takedown. And following it up with a deadlift powerbomb. Oh, slap bang in the middle of the ring. And Stephen Miller being dismantled here, being dominated by this monster of a man, but still fights on. Stephen Miller trying to prove himself here. Look at this, gets the big man up on the shoulders. Aeroplane spin cutter. Unbelievable. Stephen Miller refusing to give in here to the big man. Oh, the kick there. Was that a low blow? I don't know. The referee didn't call it. And there's an arm snap. And look at that, wrenching away on the limbs of the big man. That's a smart target, but he is on the ropes. He's going to have to relinquish that hold. And Stephen Miller, after a slow start, is storming back into this one. There's a massive DDT. And Rage, just like at the pay-per-view, is going to have to roll out of harm's way. And I don't think he was expecting this, because Stephen Miller really putting back up a fight. I think Rage thought if he came out strong straight out the gate, if he proved himself early, that he'd be okay here, that he wouldn't have to worry. But Stephen Miller proving to be more of a fight than he first anticipated. Big counter clothesline. And Stephen Miller, he said he wanted to move on to bigger and better things, and it doesn't get much bigger than the former world champion. Look at this, up on the shoulders. And look at this. I can't imagine I don't know how much Stephen Miller weighs, but he must eat that kind of weight for breakfast, you've got to assume. Count of 7 by the referee. And is this going to end the count out? No, that's not the Rage way. He likes to dismantle his opponents inside the ring and wrap it up. And now looking once again for the Superman punch. Steve Miller's in trouble. He needs a counter here if he can get it. But he's cut open by the Superman punch. And the Beast not taking any prisoners tonight. But look at this, Stephen Miller still fighting on. Still trying to fight back. Can only take him to one knee. But still, he fights on. Just can't land that blow to get him off his feet. But Rage is just not letting him, proving to be too strong. And not this, the powerbomb again. No, big counter by Stephen Miller. doing everything he can here, but the Beast proving too much for him. Look at this, a suplex toss. Luckily that went straight down. He could have cleared the ring doing that. And now Rage looking ready to put him away. Steve Miller, he's fought back valiantly, but there's only so much he can take. Here's the Road Rage, no! Counter on the Road Rage. Counter on the Road Rage. And into the cover goes Stephen Miller. Has he put away Rage with the counter? Oh, and he nearly did. It's a 2 count. And what has happened to Rage? He used to have matches like this where he'd win in like 4 seconds or 4 minutes. Excuse me. And now, Stephen Miller really showing his worth. He wanted to show he can be a top dog in this operation. He wants to show he is going to be a face in Monday Night Mayhem. And although I feel like he might have regretted going for Rage a little too early, he really has shown himself here today. Gets inside the ring before Rage can, and now might have an opportunity to capitalize. He took too long, though, hesitated, and Rage is going to make him pay there with a gut-wrench suplex. Now picking Miller back up for another Superman punch. Good night, Stephen Miller. It was amazing he fought back for as long as he did. Wait, he kicked out again. Stephen Miller kicks out again at the Superman punch. And Rage did not take kindly to that. He's going to wrap it up now. Good night, Stephen Miller. Saving this for special occasions. Here comes the jackhammer. And tears his body apart. Rage pick. No, what? What? Steve Miller just kicked out again. Steve Miller just kicked out again. And how is he still fighting back here? Rage is still dominating, but Miller kicking out of everything. How is Steve Miller fighting on in this one? I do not know. But Rage is not taking kindly to the fact that he is wrenching away now, maybe looking to tap him out. But look at this, Steve Miller. Another counter. This has been a fast-paced matchup. Look at this, finally gets him down. Taking him down by the legs. And now hammering away the fists. Alright, Steve Miller, this is his opportunity. He's got him down. He's got him hurt. He needs to capitalize on it. There it is, there's a flatliner. Steve Miller drags him to the middle of the ring. This could be his opportunity. Looking for it. Ripcord knee strike. And straight into the cover. On Rage. This could be it. Steve Miller slayed the Beast. No, he hasn't. It's a 2 count. But straight back to his feet. Stephen Miller looking ready to end this himself. Looking for the sit out. Tombstone pile driver. Dragging him away from the ropes. Crowd go nuts. Has Stephen Miller done it? Has Rage been defeated? Stephen Miller's done it again. Stephen Miller. Unbelievable showing. In a match where he was dominated for the majority of it. Has walked out the victor in this one. Unbelievable showing from Stephen Miller. The first person, I think, ever to kick out of the jackhammer. And that was the turning point right there. That one moment of hesitation, which led to the sit-out powerbomb, following the ripcord knee strike, and Steve Miller with an unbelievable win. Something is seriously wrong with Rage. He is not showing his usual self. But Steve Miller is looking unbelievable. Could we be looking at a future #1 contender for the world title? Because he is looking really impressive as of late. And another big victory here tonight for Stephen Miller. They call him the real deal for a reason, and he's proving it here on Monday Night Mayhem. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, a #1 contenders match for the European Championship. Jace commented after his victory against Brad Skeen, "You keep lining them up and you'll keep knocking them back down." Well, the general manager has found 4 people he believes can take the title from him, or at least give him a valiant fight. First man down to the ring, who has exploded onto this scene as of late, it's Estrella Chico. Couldn't quite cash himself into with a shot in the 8-man battle royal to get himself a Money in the Bank ladder match opportunity. Couldn't capitalize on that one, but Mr. Starboy himself here tonight, after an impressive debut and a couple of other impressive matches, Estrella Chico has been given a chance here tonight in this fatal four-way match by the general manager to get himself a title opportunity this early into his career, and that could mean wonders for Estrella Chico if he can capitalize on it. But can he do so? He's impressed the people as of late. The fans are really behind him, and he's got one hell of a theme song, if I do say so myself. But Estrella Chico has got some people standing in his way who have been equally as impressive, including this man, who only debuted in the last episode before the pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. It's William Hale coming down to make his making his way down to the ring. And after a very impressive showing from Mr. William Hale, he is here tonight to get a number one contendership opportunity. It's a big fight for him this early into his career, but the general manager was so impressed by his debut victory. That's right, debut victory, that he's going to get another shot here tonight to show off his skills and earn a title match in the process. He's shown himself to be a worthy competitor for the title, so there's no reason at all why we shouldn't be giving him one. And this early in his career, he's going to be very happy about that. But that's the kind of victory he's going to need in order for his career to escalate as he wants it to. But William Hale, after his impressive showing last week against A.D. Nathaniel, has earned himself this opportunity. Next man down to the ring, it is Oliver Regem, who made a very good, impressive showing initially in his career, but once again, another person who fell victim to the trap of, as soon as he's getting the chance, slipping at the last. And Oliver Regem does not want that to happen again if he can help it. He's getting another opportunity here tonight at the European Championship, and he can't let it slip again before he'll find his way slipping off the card, as quite a few other people have, for being unable to cash in their opportunities. And tonight he doesn't want to fall into that trap, Mr. Oliver Regem. So he's got something to prove here tonight in this European Championship number one contenders match. And you know that Jace, the longest reigning champion in WIW, is going to be backstage watching on, looking to see who is next to take on Rage at Fatality. Jace at Fatality. Next man down to the ring. Now, this was an unusual pick from the GM, but he's done picks like these before. It's A.D. Nathaniel. Without a win as of yet, but technically he's only had one match which wasn't interrupted, and he lost by DQ. So, A.D. Nathaniel has a point to prove here. The general manager putting in this match, hoping to jumpstart his career. He's done this type of thing before, and they've actually become very successful off that. So A.D. Nathaniel been given one huge leap of faith here by the general manager. He can't afford to let it slip here tonight, or he's going to be regretting it for quite some time if he doesn't make an impact here tonight at the very least. Four men very hungry for one prize, and that is the European Championship. And Jace will be eager to see who walks out on top of this one. And the bell rings, and away we go. The reason for this fatal four-way, we want to see as many new people trying to get these opportunities and show where they rank here in WIW, but also because Jace is so confident about who he can take on, about how many people he can take on, that he is eager to show off his skills and showcase what he can do against many new talents. So far, winning his title in the 8-pack challenge, he has been absolutely brilliant, Jace, as the European champion, the only champion not to lose the title or to change hands. Jace, the longest reigning WIW champion, and he is the European champion. Of course, big takedown there from the top rope from Estrella Chico. And William Hale and A.D. Nathaniel continue in their battle on the other side. Clearly some leftover things need to be said or done from their matchup. A couple of weeks ago. But for Estrella Chico, he's dealing with Oliver Regem, who, if I'm not mistaken, Estrella Chico actually eliminated Oliver Regem in the 8-man battle royal. Or was it a 6-man? Not off the top of my head, I don't remember. We are so close to 200 subscribers if we haven't hit it already by the time this video comes out. And I just want to say a massive thank you to you all. You've all been amazing, and I can't thank you enough for your support. Look at that. What a massive suplex by William Hale. for very different styles of fighting. William Hale, a very, very technical wrestler. And to be honest, it's only been one match, but I think he might be one of the better technical wrestlers in WIW. He's got fantastic technique. He targets well. He's a very, very thoughtful fighter. Then we have a complete opposite in AD Nathaniel, who's very much a brawler-type fighter. Likes to get down and dirty, likes to do the street fights, likes to do the bring in the weapons. He's quite a physical fighter that way. And then we have Estrella Chico, of course, bringing that natural luchadoric style to it. Likes to jump off the top ropes, likes to bring out the acrobatic moves, likes to show off his abilities. Whereas Oliver Regem proves to be a bit of everything, quite a bit of a decent striker, as he was showing early on here, and is now showing again as he stomps away on AD Nathaniel in the corner. And the strikes tending to help, but he can do that massive grapple offense if needs be. Estrella Chico abandoning his attempt there to land from the top rope, and there's a downward spiral on Oliver Regem. And now, William Hale was crawling to break up that cover if needs be, but he was able to kick it out. And remember, the winner of this will go on to face Jace, who has proven to be a dominant force so far. It's been absolutely a brilliant showing from him. The Portuguese Phoenix, which I think was a great nickname, by the way. That was absolutely incredible. Has a tough task with whoever was ready to step into the ring with him next. But he's ready to keep continuing to take him on and knock him back down again. Went for a middle rope DDT there, but Estrella Chico with the counter. And now has the ring advantage. Remember, this match needs to be won inside the ring. One fall to a finish. Surprised the general manager didn't make it an elimination match. He decided against the idea. Into the cover goes William Hale for a 1 count. And Oliver Regem going to roll out of harm's way here. And AD Nathaniel is going to continue to go straight back to William Hale. Stuns him off the ropes. But a big counter here. And now look at this. William Hale was looking for a DDT. But big counter. And Estrella Chico into a Pele kick. And straight into the cover. But AD Nathaniel's there to break it up instantly. And Oliver Regem getting back into the ring as well. He saw the cover and he rushed back in. And now trying to get back in control of the matchup if he can. Massive German suplex off the rebound. Oh, and signaling the end there was Oliver Regem. I see that. Oh, and a big counter though by AD Nathaniel. And into the cover. Look at that. Big takedown there by Estrella Chico, which I think actually broke up the cover. And now look at this. Estrella Chico going top rope. But AD Nathaniel already taking matters into his own hands. And into a camel clutch. Looking to wrap up the match. Unable to do it. And now look at this, taking the time to taunt. Estrella Chico is not taking kindly to that. Oh, but look at that William Hale from behind. And now AD Nathaniel's got an opening. There's a takedown. Side slam. And now crawling away to safety is William Hale, but not being allowed there. Rolls out of harm's way. And now look at this. Big neck breaker. And now Nathaniel rolls out of the ring. And now it's William Hale and Oliver Regem left in the ring. This could be the opening that one of them needs to wrap this one up. And look at it. There's the discus clothesline. The vicious strikes of Oliver Regem, as I mentioned before. And now look at this. Again, grabbing him by the neck there. Might have been teasing for a double team there from Estrella Chico, but he wasn't having any of it. Instead, he was interested in going for Regem, and now he has William Hale in the ring by himself. Oh, but wait a minute. Regem refusing to roll out there. Fall back for a second, and now it's being taken to the outside by AD Nathaniel. And now William Hale and Estrella Chico going to battle inside the ring. Whilst AD Nathaniel going to take that street brawler style to the outside. That's where he wants to be. That's what he likes to do. And now look at this. Estrella Chico looking for something big here. Springboard forearm. And Estrella Chico is rolling in the ring, but William Hale trying to counter to provide back an offense, and he does. Meanwhile, AD Nathaniel is going to throw Oliver Regem into the match. Look at that. William Hale's caught laughing. Laughing at Estrella Chico. And he did not take kindly to that. There's an Intiguri. Look at this. AD Nathaniel looking for an end here. Rolling piece. R.I.P. And William Hale. Has he noticed the cover? No, he hasn't. He hasn't seen it. AD Nathaniel. No, it's a 2 count. 2 count, and that was nearly AD Nathaniel's first victory and a shot for him at the European Championship. And Oliver Regem now needs to find a fight back if he can, landing more strikes. That's what he does. He's a striker, and you can see that in his fighting game. And now look at this, a submission hold applied. There's an armbar, twisting it even further through. Estrella Chico went for the cover, and I think that's why Regem decided to release. Look at this. Estrella Chico taking him down there. And now Regem. Regem looking to finish. Landing these strikes. More combination with a vicious knee strike to end it. And Estrella Chico. Look at this. He's looking to fly as well. 450 senton, which broke up the cover. Sacrificed finishing the match himself to land that strike. And now AD Nathaniel's got an opening. And now look at this, Estrella Chico once again. Is he going to go top rope? What's he thinking? Just doesn't know what he wants to do right now. Just dancing to and fro either side, but now waiting for Regem to get back to his feet. Look at this, AD Nathaniel trying to win here via submission. And Estrella Chico breaks it up. And now Regem's caught Chico. Big counter by William Hale inside the ring. And AD Nathaniel with a counter of his own. But now he's got a window of opportunity here to wrap this one up with the others on the outside. Here's the cover to progress to the European Championship match. It is a 1 count. And once again into the camel clutch. Raking of the eyes as well. And into the ring, Estrella Chico trying to break it up. He does so. And now continues to fight on with Regem. But Regem tossed to the outside. AD Nathaniel. They're going back on the outside. He has an opportunity. Roll in peace. Roll in peace. He's got a cover. He should have covered. What was he doing? He could have won that match right there and then. Hale taken down on the inside. And he's left it. But now gone for the cover. But Regem getting back in the ring. Is he going to be able to break it up in time? No, he's not. Is Hale going to kick? Yes, he is. He took too long to make the cover. And he paid the price. Look at this downward spiral. And what on earth was AD Nathaniel thinking? He had this match won. And he blew it. But now fighting on still. Flips out there on Estrella Chico. And now has William Hale to himself once again. But he decided against going for the cover. Instead, maybe just trying to make him tap. He's got him here in a camel clutch again. Regem shoots up back to his feet to try and come and break it up. And he does. And AD Nathaniel not taking the most of his opportunities here to put this one away. And he might regret that later in the match if he can't wrap this one up. Oh, look at that. Elbow that busted him open. He caught him off guard there. And now Regem trying to take advantage of the situation once again. Another camel clutch applied to William Hale. And this could do the trick one of these because he's been worn down with quite a few of them. Is he going to tap though to the camel clutch? No, he isn't. Oh, look at this. Estrella Chico looking for a DDT right on the edge of the apron. And that's busted him open. AD Nathaniel is bleeding at the hands of Estrella Chico, who lands a neck breaker. Meanwhile, William Hale in the ring. Look at this. Looking for a powerbomb. Flips out of it. Does Regem. Regem with an opening to go for the cover. He goes for it. Is he going to progress to the European Championship match? That is the closest count of the match at 2.5. And William Hale continues to fight on in this one. Despite what looks to be quite targeted in this match, I'm not going to lie. Oh, and a beautiful slam down there by Oliver Regem. And now Estrella Chico begging for him to get back to his feet, but interrupted by Oliver Regem. And now has Estrella Chico on the outside, but a big counter by Estrella Chico. And AD Nathaniel looking stunned in the middle of the ring. Doesn't know what to think. Goes back to the outside as everyone comes in. And look at this. Trying to steal the cover there was William Hale. But couldn't make the most of it. Look at this springboard. And took a little bit of contact from all three of them. But didn't really make a massive impact on any of them. And I guess he should stick with his technical wrestling rather than trying the acrobatics. But I guess he's seen everyone else doing, particularly Estrella Chico. And he's getting a little ambitious here. Look at this. Estrella Chico I thought maybe he was going for rolling piece there. But Estrella Chico survives for the moment, and now look at this camel clutch again. Trying to make him tap again. What's Oliver Regem thinking? He's going to let it happen. He thinks he's not going to tap maybe, and he doesn't. Big call there by Oliver Regem, but I guess it paid off. And look at this Pele kick. Pele kick, and into the cover goes Estrella Chico. 1, 2, oh, and it's saved. Saved by Oliver Regem. And now looking to wrap it up is Estrella Chico. What's he thinking? To wrap this one up. Curve stomp. And that's AD Nathaniel down. Look at this. Looking for a DDT. Connects. And that's Regem. And that's AD Nathaniel down. And now look at this. Looking for the curb stomp again. Oh, William Hale. What a move by Estrella Chico. That's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up. Estrella Chico is going to face Jace for the European Championship. What a smart strategy that was from Estrella Chico, thinking on his feet. He waited for William Hale to deliver a devastating DDT to get the Regem out the way, and then landed another curb stomp, this time on William Hale, and a big victory from Estrella Chico, who is now the #1 contender for the European Championship. And I'm not sure how Jace is going to feel about that one, but it's a big victory. And Estrella Chico, the new #1 contender. And Jace, I wonder how he's feeling right now. He knows who he's facing. He knows he's a threat. But Estrella Chico has one goal in mind now, and that's to become the European champion. A big win for him here tonight. And that's what he needed to keep the momentum going. What a win for Estrella Chico. He's the new #1 contender for the European Championship. Let's move on to tonight's main event. Main event time, and it is a full Champions versus Champions showcase of the Linebacks. The Mayhem Tag Team Champions, fresh off their victory against the Wolfpack, will face against the European Champion Jace and the WIW Champion Jayden. And that's an interesting alliance. And look at this. Aaron Albright is here with the Linebacks. That's interesting. He's come down to see what they can do with him at ringside, I guess. Aaron Albright just going to keep a watchful eye over proceedings on the man who he will be facing in his rematch, Jayden, at Fatality. Aaron Albright and Jayden will go one-on-one for the World Championship. And here come the fight. And look at the Fight Night Tag Team Champions, soaking in the applause for the crowd after slaying the Wolfpack, which was seeming like an impossible task. But they really have found a way to do just that. And at Fatality, they will be facing the winners of the League of Gods versus the Dragon Dynasty. And I'm sure they'll be eager to greet whoever's coming up to face them. But Jace tonight, here in tag team action, the WIW European Champion, fresh off his win against Brad Skeens at the pay-per-view, which was a very hard-fought match. But once again, Skeens got the better. Skeens couldn't get the better of Jace. And the Portuguese Phoenix, the European Champion, who's been on the most dominant reign in WIW so far, the longest reigning champion with a reign of 3 months, the only person not to have the title change hands once. And how long can he keep that trend up for? He's been brilliant with that title, considering initially he didn't even want it. Initially he only had eyes for the world title, but that's changed his tone as of late. And he just found out moments ago that Estrella Chico will be facing him at Fatality for the European Championship. But as he pointed out, he is more than happy to just keep taking him on and knocking him back down. But the European Champion has got a tough task here tonight, because he has to work with a man who hates him, and they hate each other. And they've made that abundantly clear in the past. Jayden and Jace do not like each other. But he has to focus here tonight. Jayden, he's got a tough task, because here he is, the new WIW champion. It is Jayden, fresh off his surprise victory at the pay-per-view It wasn't a surprise to him, but it was a surprise to most people. The new WIW champion Jayden makes his way to the ring with the title for the first time in just the space of 2 shows, including this one, where we'll have to defend that title again in Aaron Albright's rematch at Fatality. But this man, Jayden, has been surprising people and shocking the world since he debuted and won his first match in a matter of 2 minutes to get his first WIW championship opportunity. And then 3 months down the line, in this time of course anyway, is now captured the WIW championship. And that is exactly what he wanted to do, Jayden. And he's finally reached the top of the mountain. Jace is in first, the European champion, and he's going up against Kazarian Xander. Those two still wearing, the Linebacks still wearing their throwback t-shirts for back when they were the quarterbacks, in honor of their injured coach, Coach Wilson, who founded the two of them and took them straight out the NFL draft where they were undrafted, and then pursued their careers, leading them to becoming the Monday Night Mayhem 2-time tag team champions. And Aaron Albright here, filling in the role of Coach Wilson tonight, has come down to keep a watchful eye on proceedings and to make Jayden just a little bit more on edge, knowing that he's the champion and that he has someone watching over him at all times. And here comes Kazarian Xander again. Look at this, up on the shoulders and the gutbuster. And Kazarian Xander and Patrick Green played a bit of the hero's role in the last battle. But don't let that fool you. They definitely can play the villains as well. They fight to their own agenda. They get a lot of pleasure and joy out of knocking people down constantly and ripping them apart. And they're very, very good at it. That's the type of fighters that they are. And that is why they're the Mayhem Tag Team Champions. And that's why they were able to knock off the Wolfpack. And I'm sure the Wolfpack will not be very happy about that defeat. But in reality, nothing was on the line. And of course, they still walked out with the World Heavyweight Championship at the pay-per-view. So they'll be happy with that at least. Jace has had enough fun here. And in comes, for the first time as WIW Champion, Jayden. Stepping into the ring. And look at this. Bringing out some beautiful acrobatic display. A cartwheel and a handstand. Not handstand. Somersault. Bringing it all out here tonight, Jayden. But Patrick Green's going to stop him in his tracks from landing a suplex. And now trapped in the Linebacks corner. Not a good place to be. Tag made. In comes Kazarian Xander once again. And now look at this. Lifting him up with the suplex. Oh, the drop kick down with the suplex. And Aaron Albright must be enjoying what he's seeing here now, because Jayden being taken out by the Mayhem Tag Team Champions. Everyone in this ring, or even outside of it right now, a former champion. The Linebacks 2-time Mayhem Tag Team Champions. Jace, the longest reigning European champion. Aaron Albright, the former WIW champion. And Jayden, the current WIW champion, who's looking to fly here. What's Jayden thinking? Look at this. Jayden. Oh, look at that. Suicide senton through the middle rope. And a beautiful display there. And looks like Jace just getting the crowd behind him there. And Jace exercising a new attitude as of late. And it's definitely become a lot more confident since becoming the European champion. That has to be said. Oh, and look at this. Double underhook here. Oh, but Xander fights his way out of it. And the referee continues to count on the outside. Count of 5. Oh, and a snap suplex. Catching him there on the LED board. Count of 6. Kazarian's going to get this one back in the ring. These two are never ones to go for count-out victories. They love inflicting punishment. Jayden tried to crawl away to Jace there. Tried to get himself out of harm's way, but only to be met with the DDT. And straight into the cover goes Kazarian Xander for the win, and it's a 2 count. Notice how Jace wasn't very eager to come and get involved and save Jayden there. And there's still that leftover tension and hostility that I mentioned before. These two collided heads as Jace did not agree with the fact that he managed to get himself a title match by winning on count out. And now look at this. He's about to receive a bit of punishment here. Jace isn't allowed to come in and help, because here comes the Linebacks with the blitz. The blitz from the Linebacks and straight into the cover. But Jace is right there and he's going to break it up at the count of 1. And that was very kind of him there to save Jayden. Oh, look at that. The referee just got mowed down by Kazari and Xander. And that shows you what I mean. Like, they're not afraid to do whatever they have to pick up wins. And the referee just gets taken down. And Xander just wreaks all chaos for a moment. But stuck in the corner here. And the referee telling him to get out. But he's not going to be able to if he just keeps running into the corner. And I thought for a second there that match was about to end because then another bug in the game. But once again, the Linebacks showing will do whatever it takes. And that was a perfect example of it, just them. And Jayden and Aaron Albright already come into blows earlier on tonight. And Aaron Albright, the X Factor, wants to continue to play the psychological warfare here. Just watching on. Here it is. There's the move that put away the monster that was Rage. Here's the rolling knee bar. Can he make another one tap with the knee bar? No, he can't. Patrick Green gets out of that one with relative ease. And into the corner of the Linebacks. Big counter by Jayden. And now sending him to his corner. What's he thinking? Is he going to make the tag? No, Green's not going to let him. And Green, with the support of Aaron Albright, who's loving what they're doing. And Green signaling the end. But Jayden crawls for the tag. Back in comes the European champion. Here comes Jace. Went for the knee lift. Couldn't connect. Went for a clothesline. Also couldn't connect. But he's still running here, trying to get that knee. He just can't do it. There's a forearm, though. And there's another forearm. And Jace is coming out the gate swinging. If you throw enough, eventually he's not going to be able to counter. Green tried to make the tag of his own and couldn't quite do it. And now look at Jace here. Flipping him up. End of Heartbreak. Right on the back. And the European champion carrying for his team at this moment. Or tried to spin him around. Maybe was thinking about it again. But Patrick Green not having any of it. To the corner. He's got him in a vulnerable position here. It's with his tag team partner down. But Jace once again fights out. On fire since being tagged back in here. And now look at this. From behind. Scooping him up. Big slam down. And looking for a second suplex if he can connect it. There's another one. Looking for one more maybe. Spins him around for a different variant of the suplex. But connects just as painfully. Jayden back to his feet. Oh, look at that. Green tried to tag in Xander. But Jace refused to let it happen. To his corner goes Jayden. Oh, look at that. A running knee. Finally connects with it. Oh, look at this crucifix into the cover. And it might be enough to just steal this one. But Xander breaks it up. Able to get there in time. And Jayden had no interest in stopping him. Until he was threatening there for a second. He looked. Oh, look at this. Oh, and a big takedown slam by Jayden. And Green trying to crawl to safety. Trying to get out the ring. Not being allowed to by the European champion. Green playing to the crowd here. And as much as the crowd boo him, they know that these guys are devilish people. They love watching these guys go to work, inflict damage, and destroy their opponents. And there's a massive splash in the corner. Oh, look at this. Continuing the onslaught there. Stun off the ropes. And taking him down with a massive big boot. And following it up with a leg drop. What a combination there by Patrick Green. And all of a sudden, Jace on the back foot. In trouble here. To the corner. Green maybe looking for that running haymaker. Connects with emphasis. And straight away setting him up to send him to the corner to wrap this one up. The Linebacks setting up the formation. They get themselves ready. The blitz again, this time to Jace. And straight to the cover. Jayden, is he going to come and be a good friend? Is he going to be a good tag team partner? No, he's not. He didn't break it up. He teased him. He refused to help him. Jayden had no interest in helping Jace. And the Linebacks pick up the win. And Jayden being that person again that no one can trust or no one can like in the roster. And once again, Jace is going to feel like Jayden was there with a knife in his back. Look at that. He needed his help. Straight there from the running haymaker. and straight afterwards hit with the blitz that finished the job, and Jayden just refused to help him, even pretended to help by stepping into the ring, but he didn't. The Linebacks pick up a win, and Aaron Albright can smile and applaud the tag team champions who pick up a win against the world champion and the European champion, but you gotta blame Jayden for that one. But fatality, who will the tag team, which tag team will defend? Which tag team will go up against the Linebacks? That's remained to be seen. But Albright and Jayden, that's going to be one hell of a main event of that show. And the European champion is going to be furious about what just happened, I'm sure. But that is going to wrap up tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.